Since this venerable stadium was erected in the Pennsylvania hills, it has been the home to toughness, to passion, to winning. Welcome to Happy Valley and Beaver Stadium, home to the Penn State Nittany Lions. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will come as a result of what we're about to see in this one. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Maryland Terrapins, taking on the winners of 7 straight, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Nittany Lions will kick it away to start us off. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So the Maryland Terrapins offense takes the field for the first time today. There are always butterflies to start a game, but when you have a rivalry like this, the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive, guys.
They aren't all the same. We say that, but we know differently. The blood is boiling, the temperature is hot. Jesse, you want this week more than most.
Yeah, Dave, we played in these games before. Everything just seems to be heightened, right? The game seems to be moving faster. The crowd noise feels louder. Your composure will be tested early in a game like this.
They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18. This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. He'll do it himself. And the ball is loose and live in the backfield. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
And I tell you what, it's hard to be a quarterback in an option offense when you got so many things you have to be accountable for, and then you got to take care of the football, right? When you do make the decision to run, right or wrong, it's your decision. Now you got to wrap that thing up. You can't fumble the football.
A great spot to start this drive for the offense. The give to the tailback.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making a good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Leaves it with the running back. Not much running room. He's got 1 down to the 12. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. The Nittany Lions get enough for the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
After that last one, they're staring at a 2nd and long 1st down marker just short of the goal line. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. The Nittany Lions are flying down the field. They'll try to blast their way in. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Nittany Lions!
And they just keep feeding it to their workhorse back to open this game. Great job in the open field. He's got tremendous vision. He can make people miss. You saw all of that on display here in the opening drive.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So just a short drive was needed, covering 21 yards. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. Maryland has the ball back and the Terrapin offense ready to go. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to...
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. The RPO fire complete.
Oh, my God.
They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. That was a really nice catch and an even better run after the grab.
Yeah, and get the ball to your playmaker. What's good about having him in the slot is he can go either direction. You can get him matched up on somebody that's not as fast, and you watch, he can run away from those linebackers or safeties.
And the Terrapins will have it 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. That's caught. It's Fowler.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. And it just keeps moving. Touchdown, Terrapins! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
And what did I start for this offense? The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. And he takes this from inside the 5.
Oh, lucky
He was
dog.
hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Movement here from the tight end. From the gun, running back gets to give.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. And it's caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Penn State! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They scored fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Lets it fly on the move. It's complete. A huge pickup. He's into the open down the middle. Touchdown, Maryland! And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby. That was a lightning-fast drive that ends with a touchdown.
If you can string a few more drives like that together, man, we might as well get our popcorn out because we're going to get a lot of scoring.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. One final play before the end of the quarter. Comes out throwing on first down. He'll loft one deep down the left side. And that will fall incomplete, and we have played one. Boy, they tried to end the first quarter on a high note to no avail. Second quarter's coming. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Makes his connection. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. New set of downs after that completion. Hand off from the shotgun. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. The inside handoff. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Nittany Lions move the change with some signature hard-nosed running.
Some Big Ten physicality, some Big Ten running the football. Gotta have it. Gotta start with that.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down. The Nittany Lions come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the ground. He's got it again.
Come on, come on.
He's got space. He's up to 86 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. On 1st and 10, trying to strike from the 15. Touch pass on the run. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. And they take it in for 6 more points.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you've got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Got it in the middle. It's Fowler. Up near the 40-yard line. They'll mark it at the 39, a pickup of 15. This is the kind of performance, guys, that sort of etches your name in the roar of a rivalry.
And playing big in this big moment, on this big stage, it is so nice to have a playmaker like that you can highlight, that you can focus on, that you can trust on.
He was so excited coming into this game, too, because he knows that oftentimes your legacy as a player is defined by how you play in rivalry games like this.
To the air on first down. Grabs it in the middle. Knocked down at the 25-yard line. Picked up 10 there and gets a first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. Looking to go up top on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Bryant. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the first down. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards, and we're in the first half, Jesse.
Man, Reese, he's dialed in right now. He's really doing a nice job seeing the field, reading coverages, and finding his open guy.
On 2nd down, looking to throw. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And that's crazy. 1 second you're the offense and you're thinking 2nd and inches, we're taking a shot, we're in a great spot. And then you give up a sack, and now all of a sudden you're in 3rd and long and you're thinking, uh-oh, we got to convert this, or we're giving the ball right back to our opponent.
He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
Nice job. Nice way to end that play for the QB. He does a really good job scrambling, getting the first down, and getting down. Because defensively, I'm trying to get a lick. Anytime I can hit the quarterback, that is a win.
They'll throw it on first down. To the end zone, and it's picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
You got to be sharp in the red zone. You can't turn the football over in the red zone. You got to be crisp. You got to be on time. You could tell the QB wasn't on time. The defender made him pay. Nice interception, stealing points now off the board.
Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. They really got things moving on this drive. Second play of the drive comes from the 37. They'll throw it on first down. Fires on the move. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy's had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. Hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on schedule.
On second down, he's looking downfield. Fires downfield. And he was firing for the left side, but couldn't make the connection. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, the ground game. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. I really like this call to go for it on fourth down in this area of the field. He lost it high.
Got it.
Deep down the left side.
Got it.
He's got it inside the 20. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Penn State.
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Maryland has the ball back, and the Terrapin offense ready to go. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, what an environment there today. All the animosity and flat-out hatred that comes with a good old-fashioned rivalry game on display in that first half. The passing game for both sides has been outstanding. On point, unrelenting. They've excelled in the short game, the intermediate game, and especially on the deep ball. All in all, a thrilling display of offensive firepower, and these defenses have a lot to discuss here at halftime.
Kickoff and kickoff return teams on the field, and we're just about ready to go in the second half. Returner's going to try to see what he can get. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. It's working. Why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
He just broke the century mark, 100 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long.
No doubt, offense wants to keep running the football to win this game, but I'm wondering if they're starting to go to the well too often. They got to start showing some new wrinkles here in the second half.
They're setting up the screen, and they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. And the Nittany Lions are moving quickly down the field. They'll leave it with him. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And it's just simple. Simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Now the play fake. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
Working that left side. Running toward the tape. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
This defense knows they have to do a better job tackling. On that play there, too many missed tackles on the wideout. It leads to an explosive play, and all of a sudden, they're in their own red zone.
The Nittany Lions with the 1st and 10. Motion from the offense. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and short.
Man, the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job.
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. And that's already his 2nd touchdown of the game.
On the move from inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down. Got his man downfield. At the 45 on his way. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14. The Terrapins are in the hurry-up. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. He breaks a tackle. Short gain on the play before he slides.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
And they knock him down, but he got past the line to gain.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Touchdown, Terrapins! He shed tackles right and left and housed it. Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Maryland, 21.
Bringing it back. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
And you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
Wants to throw on second down. He lets one fly deep. And it's knocked away, incomplete, and that's how we'll wrap up the third quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Give him 105 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing.
Well, they came into this game today knowing that this guy was going to have to leave his mark in this one, toting the rock, and he's done that. He's come up with some big plays, and he continues to do that here late at a juncture where they've got to continue running it if they're going to win.
And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Pressure coming. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
Well, when the offense goes empty, that triggers the defense to want to blitz. The linebacker came that time. They couldn't get him blocked, and down goes the QB.
And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. Perhaps emboldened by converting a 4th down earlier in the game, they'll try a second time. Throws to the wideout. Makes the catch. He's got enough. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. The Indy Lions are marching down the field. Looking to move it through the air. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Grabs it inside the 10. Touchdown, Penn State. What a catch and run for 6. That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the 4th, and now they can smell 8 straight wins. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
The offense lining up for a first down play. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Grabbed in the middle. It's Fowler. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy.
Here's the deal. You're down 3 possessions. You know, it doesn't feel likely they're going to come back and win, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in college football. It all starts with a big completion on a 2-minute drive. They'll get the momentum started in your direction.
And the Terrapins want to pick up the tempo. He's going to pass on 2nd down. Dances away. Trying to escape and get it himself. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. Starting to feel a little pressure. And couldn't quite find the crevice he needed to pick up the first down. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Makes the grab, and it's plenty for the first down. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. He's going to pass. He looks that one in nicely. Brought down at the 28. A chunk play, 15 yards on that one, and a first down. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Trying to find his man on first down. Got a man. It's McCown.
Well, here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. They're looking to pass from the red zone. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it's hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
And he's got it. Really? Touchdown, Maryland.
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go over there and get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go right to win this football game.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Colorado is getting stomped. You could bring back any of the greats they've had there, Cordell Stewart or Rashaan Salam. None of them would make a difference today. They're trailing by 28 to Kansas State. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And a flag flies as the pass is incomplete. Let's see who it's on. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down here for the offense. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Went to the running game on first down, now second down. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Holding.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Offense gets set for second down. Wide out in motion. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
And that's just an example of the defense having a better play call than you have on offense. I like the creativity offensively, but how about the defense having their cornerback in position to make the play?
And he's not going to get... And stands tall and makes the stop.
Fourth down coming up.
Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. On fourth down, looking for the completion. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! They give themselves just a little more cushion as they close in on extending this winning run.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Maryland has the ball back, and the Terrapin offense ready to go. It has been a rather forgettable day that's finally coming to a close, David.
Yeah, it's been an awful day. I mean, just not functioning well on offense. Defense giving up a lot of points. This is a day, Palmer, they'll like to forget.
Yeah, you're going to find out a lot about their character right now. Obviously, not what they hoped this would be, and that's demoralizing for a lot of these kids that have worked really hard in practice all week. But at this point here, you're just trying to prove to your coaching staff that you're not going to quit.
And he'll chuck it into the cheap seats there and save the down. Nobody getting open there. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. Third and long. Ball's at the 25. Pocket starts to collapse. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on third down.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that are going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
They spun that wheel of fortune on fourth down and come up bankrupt. Excellent field position here for the offense. He'll try the left side. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go. The sportsmanlike thing to do might be victory formation. The stat hog would kick a field goal here. Field goal is good. And now the lead's extended a little further. That last field goal was a big one. Now it takes a touchdown to beat them. You want to pin them back on the kickoff here. Timeout is called with just a single second left. They just put a field goal on the board, and now they'll line up for the onside kick. They're on it, and they get it back for another drive.
Illegal touch. Offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And after this play, the cake will be baked. The DBs will back off a bit. Deep shot for the end zone. And the pass is incomplete. They were going for the fabulous parting gift, but instead will just go home with a loss. No matter how much college football...